welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name's Rhonda, better known as Hot Mess Mama MD. On today's video, it's another edition of, is it a dupe or just a waste of money? What we're going to be trying out is this $16 palette right here by Bad Habits. It's a 15 pan palette and it is very pretty if I do say so myself. And it's going up against this $129 Natasha Denona Tropical palette. Of course, I'm going to be doing swatches for you guys. Of course, I'm going to be doing one side with the expensive palette, one side with the least expensive palette. And of course, I want you guys to pick what side you think is the $16 side. What side do you think is the $129 side? Pause the video. You guys know I get excited, like goofy excited over this. Pause the video, leave a comment down below, let me know which side you think is the Bad Habit side, what side do you think is the Natasha Denona side. I'm always curious to get you guys' guesses. So anyways, if you're curious to see if this is a dupe for the very expensive Natasha Denona palette, then let's get started. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and do our typical side-by-side with both palettes. Now, if you are not familiar with the Natasha Denona brand, it's crazy expensive. This palette was $129. It is in a nice like plastic case and the pan sizes are rather large, but it's $129. Unfortunately, it does not apply itself either. So this is the Bad Habit palette right here, the Fantasia palette. That is a dupe for the Natasha Denona. As you can see, it does come with a mirror as well, and it does retail for $16. Now you're going to notice that the pan sizes are much smaller, but again, it's only $16. Now, looking at the shades and everything like that, I mean, they do look pretty identical. However, I'm going to insert the swatches, maybe the side of me or something, so you guys can see that some of the shades are actually more pigmented in the Bad Habit side, which is like the shimmers and things like that. I noticed the shimmers are definitely more pigmented in the $16 palette versus the $129 palette. So what we're going to do is our typical, one side will be with the Bad Habit palette, one side with the Natasha Denona, and we're going to see if we can create the exact same look for much cheaper. I'm going to go ahead and do a talk through. Now with that being said, that means it is going to be a little bit longer of a video. I'm sorry about that, but I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to continue on with doing the talk throughs that you guys enjoy. I'm going to try and be mindful and let you guys know which brushes I'm using. And I did go ahead and prime my eyes using my ColourPop and Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer, and I did set it with my Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless. Okay, here's the deal. I am like in my own head right now because I took my nail polish off and it kind of stained my nails just a teeny tiny bit, but I forgot to repolish them because I got sidetracked again. So in my head I'm like, ew girl, your nails, ew, yeah. But I can tell you, look how well the Halo Beauty is working. I mean, these nails are long. These are my real ones. Anyways, underneath my eyes and on top, setting my concealer is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder Stuff. And I'm going to start off, you guys know the drill on this, one eye is going to be with one side, one eye with the other side, using the exact same brushes, however cleaning them in between. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Fantasia palette, and I am using a Morphe M576 fluffy brush right here, and we're just going to work the shade with this one. We're going to work that one into the crease as our transition shade. Now one thing you're going to notice, and I don't know if my camera will pick this up, there's a ton of kickback, kick up, whatever the professionals call it. There's a lot of that. These are definitely, make sure to tap guys, these are definitely softer shadows, like very, very soft shadows, and I don't think that they're bad just because they are nice and pigmented and they do blend out well. But if, you know, kick up is an issue of yours, then, you know, you're going to deal with that with this. Let me go ahead, I forgot, let me zoom you guys in. My brain is everywhere today. Okay, so moving on from that shade, I think let's go in with Okay, so can you guys see the mess through here? So don't be alarmed or surprised because it's there. Oh, let's do this floating shade right here. I mean, my cameras are kind of drowning it out, but it's like this really pretty like mustardy shade. I really like this one. Can you guys see that? There's a lot. So again, tap your brush. Probably should have done my eyes first. I mean, Bad Habit is known to have softer shadows as it is, so seeing that much in the pan is not something that is alarming to me or anything at all. The only way I can describe the kick up that is in the pans is very similar to like the Subculture, where it was very like soft shadows, and when you would dip your brush in there you get a ton of kick up in there. So you know, if that bothered you, be mindful of that, but I don't think it's a deal breaker at all. Let's go ahead and go in with Fake Tan right here. We're going to start off with Fake Tan. Again, make sure to clean the brush in between. Now there's a little bit of kick up here, but it's nothing horrible. I'm still going to tap my brush, but you're not going to get the same amount. But I'm paying $129, so I expect it to be fabulous. As far as that shade is, I feel like this is actually more pigmented applying it to the eye than when I swatched it. That's kind of surprising. Then I'm going to go in with the Sahara shade right here over top of it. Again, there's a little bit of kick up in the palette, but it's not like a deal breaker. Now you guys know I love Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I love them. I don't love the price. That's what I love about Bad Habit formula, is because I feel like you can really get pretty decent quality for the price. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with a Morphe R39 brush. So let's go ahead and jump over to Nimbus, I believe is how you say it, right here. And we're going to tap that bad boy off and start applying. Just going to tap it kind of in the outer part of the lid, like so. Pretty. And kind of let it gradiate out. Like keep it deeper, I guess is what I'm trying to say, deeper on the lid, and then as I pat my brush up, which you guys can see it's very pigmented, I kind of blend it out and soften it, like so. I am going to take what little bit is on my brush and just buff it underneath my eye. And then instead of working with another color, I'm just going to go ahead and clean off my brush and then go over to the Natasha Denona side and use the similar shade called Sangria right here. Making sure I'm not covering anything up. You guys, I really love Natasha Denona shadows. I know you guys get so annoyed with hearing that, but they're nice shadows. They're nice shadows, they really are. Okay, so you can tell the color is a little bit different in the Natasha Denona side. It is a bit on the warmer side over here with like maybe a bit more of a brownie undertone, where over here is definitely more of a berry shade. Now, had you not had the Natasha Denona palette to compare it to, would you know? I don't think so. Okay, because I had told you guys about the glitters and the Natasha Denona side not being as pigmented, I do want to make sure that I do use that one of these shades in there, just for the simple reason that I'm curious to see the difference. I think I'm going to go in with Sky's the Limit over here on this side. This is just a Wet n Wild brush. It came in the set, guys. I don't know. I will try and make sure to link all these brushes down for you guys, but just know when I'm linking this one, it came with a brush set. I think it was like 12 or 15 brushes that I got for like $15. It retails for $30, but they're from Wet n Wild. They have the pointy stiletto stick on there, whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in with this one, and we're just going to put it in the inner part of the eye. Now, I'm just going to apply it first without any MAC Fix Plus so you guys can see it's not overly pigmented when applying it onto the eye. However, swatching it was completely a different story. It swatched much, much better. So let me go ahead and grab my MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the brush, then I'm going to spray it, and then we're going to apply it. Okay, so that definitely makes a difference. So don't think you have to have MAC Fix Plus to do this, y'all. You can just use water in a spray bottle or anything like that. You can use Urban Decay, Glam Glow, whatever you want. But definitely know that it's going to be a much pigmented shadow if you use it wet. Okay, so I'm going to clean off my brush. I am going to hop over to the Natasha Denona side and use, I think it's Gusty, right here, which this did not swatch overly well. Like, it looks like it's a duochrome. Oh, okay, so this is definitely a duochrome. Like, you see like blues and purple. Is that purple and pink? I don't know, but ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so just like the other one, we're going to go ahead and apply it on our brush like so, and then before I spray it, I'm going to go ahead and just try and apply it. Okay, so it's kind of doing the same thing. It's there, you can sort of see it, but not like you could once you got the brush wet. So we're going to go ahead, dig back in, get some on our brush, and go ahead and spray it, and then apply. Okay, so yeah, it definitely shows up better when it's sprayed. But again, it's not as pigmented, guys. It's not as pigmented as a Bad Habit. And at this point, I'm really rubbing in to get that brush covered in it. And let's spray it again. Let's see if we tap it on here. Yeah. Yeah, the Bad Habit side, definitely the shimmer performs much better. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my finger using this yellow shade called Weightless, and I want to just apply it right, kind of dab it in the middle. I'm going to just tap a little bit off on my hand because that was an awful lot that came to my finger. And we're just going to dab it as like a little fake spotlight right there. That is really pretty and really pigmented, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Holy moly. Okay, so in that dry finger. So let's go ahead and go into Limoncello over here on the Natasha Denona side. I will tell you, these pigments, these shadows feel much, I don't know, they're not as creamy feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Drier maybe? Just we're going to tap it right on there. Yeah, this is definitely not as pigmented as the Bad Habit side whatsoever. And honestly, it kind of feels with these shadows like, do you remember if you have like a powdered compact or something, and I only remember this because like back in the day, like when I was in school and stuff, you'd open your compact and it came with a powder puff like the MAC or the CoverGirl, and you powder, and then unbeknownst, like I didn't at the time, I would just put that powder puff right back in on top of my powder. And then when you'd open the powder up, it would get like, instead of hitting pan and being like this and perfect, it would get like these oil hard marks on it. The way that felt when you were trying to scrape that part off of the powder is how these shimmers feel on the Natasha Denona. It's really odd. And obviously there's a huge, I don't know where it cut out, guys. I have no idea where it cut out. Hopefully it cut out right after I finished up using this Bliss color right here on this side and just kind of working that into the crease. Now we're going to jump over to the Natasha Denona side and use the shade Cocoa and do the exact same thing. And if it cut out, you guys will see what I did. That picked up a lot too. Wow. I would say the Natasha Denona mattes are absolutely wonderful, but the shimmers I'm not liking in this palette. blend that out a little bit more, I am going to go back in with my Morphe M576 brush. I use this so often that it's really wearing off. So I'm just going to blend that off. There's nothing on here. I'm just going to blend it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump off and do the rest of my eyes, probably add some lips on here because I forgot my lipstick, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the rest of my face on. As always, I'll have everything listed down below for you guys, but as far as my mascara and my liner went, I am using, this is one I think I got in my Boxycharm or an Ipsy or something. This is the Rodial Smokey Eye Pen. What I do is I line my waterline, and whatever transfers down to the bottom waterline, or I do a tight line, and then whatever transfers down to the waterline, I just leave it, and then I add just a little bit up at the top, and then I do take a Morphe, what is this one, E36 brush, and just kind of buff it a little bit to give it like a little bit of like a smoky, sultry look. As far as my mascaras, you guys know the drill on this. I'm all about the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and then of course my Essence Lash Princess, and I am using the Milk Kush. Yeah, Milk Makeup Kush mascara. Oh girl. First video of the day. On my lips, I am using my Marc Jacobs Enamored, I think it is, and the shade Some Girls. It's a really pretty lip gloss, and it actually came in a little 4-pack of minis, and these have been like my go-to. So of course, I'll have that link down below for you guys. I did see that Sephora still has these little mini Marc Jacobs available. I'm going to go ahead now and zoom you guys in so you guys can see the final look. Okay, so here's the final look, and you know the drill, guys. This is a judgment-free zone, so there is no judging the blending skills or the lack thereof. And again, this was the Bad Habit side. This was the Natasha Denona side. I mean, overall, I don't know. I mean, I think that we did create very similar looks. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys back out and let's talk about it. Okay, so let's go over real quick about the Bad Habit palette. This is a 15-pan palette. Like I said, it does retail for the $16, and it does list all the ingredients on the back of the box. It does state that, you know, some of them do have, it looks like, mica in them. And is there any talc in there? That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. It does have them listed separately on colors and things like that, of which ones have talc and mica and what doesn't have talc and things. So if you are sensitive to talc, this is not going to work out for you, unfortunately. It does say that it does last a total of 12 months and it is cruelty free. If you guys are curious about the weight, it does say 15 grams and 53 ounces. Cruelty-free product made in the PRC, designed in the USA. And I will tell you guys, this one does last 24 months, which it should for the money. Let's talk about how the performance of these shadows worked. And did we create a look identical? No, I honestly feel like in the past, I've been more successful with using the Supernova or the Solstice palette up against the Sunset and the Lila palette. I felt like I pretty much almost achieved identical looks using that palette. With these though, I feel like I got a similar look, but I do feel like one eye is warmer and one eye is a little bit on the cooler side. As far as the quality of the eyeshadows, I do think these are a good quality eyeshadow. I've been testing this out for a week, and I'm trying to think what videos, I can't remember which videos I've posted, but I actually had eye looks on with this. I do like the way that they perform. I do love the longevity, and I will tell you guys, they're definitely more pigmented than some of the colors in the Natasha Denona. Now, as you guys saw in the swatches, some of the shades are off, and as you guys see on my eyes, they're off. But I don't think it's like horribly noticeable or anything like that. I think if you are looking for something to really come up, you know, use the shades that are in the tropical palette, I think you can create them, and nobody, like I said, would know unless you are comparing them side by side like that. And even still with this look, I don't think it's that noticeable. I do think honestly it is a great deal in the long run, the $16. Like I said, some of these I was really surprised by the two shades right here that I used. I mean, they were not that easy to work with. Now, as far as the mattes go, the mattes to me, the Natasha Denona mattes are a dream. I absolutely love them. As far as these go, I haven't had a problem at all. So I think that if you don't want to spend $129, because it's a little hard to swallow, I'm not gonna lie, this is a great option. It really is. I mean, you're getting pretty much the exact same colors, minus, you know, some of the shades are gonna be off a smidge, but overall, you're creating the same looks. I will tell you guys, I do kind of feel like these kick up a little bit more shadow than the other ones. Like I said, I could be wrong on that, but with that being said, I sort of feel like you're gonna hit pan kind of quick on these if you're using the same colors over and over, just because like you barely put in your brush and you get a lot on there and it kicks it up. You know, I mean, I'm just barely tapping. Now, if you want to really get dramatic and go over and over pretty hard, I mean, yeah, you're gonna hit pan pretty quick. So as far as that goes, yes, you're gonna experience that. Don't be shocked or surprised by that. I will tell you guys, I do feel like some of the shades, you know, you dip in and you do get a great amount on there, but sometimes when you're kind of blending them out to really build up that shade, you're gonna have to like get back in there and build it up. To me, that's not a big issue, especially when I'm not spending $129 on a palette. So I don't think that that's a huge deal, but just be mindful of that. With some of the shades in here, I feel like I kind of dipped in and got what I needed and maybe had to dip in like one other time and that was it. But you know, with the Bad Habit one, I do feel like I do have to go in there multiple times to kind of achieve the desired pigmentation on my lid that I'm looking for. Again, I don't think it's a deal breaker because I do think these are very pigmented. I do think that they blend out well, and I will tell you guys longevity is definitely there. If I can remember to do a check-in at the end of the day to add this into the video, I definitely will do that for you guys. I know that you guys have asked me to do that. Guys, I'm doing my final check-in on the Natasha Denona and the Bad Habit palette, and this is the Natasha Denona side. I know the lighting isn't the best with my iPad. This is the Natasha Denona side. This is the Bad Habit side. And you guys can see they wore really well. I'm trying to get really close to my light so you guys can see. Like, there's no patching. There's nothing. I mean, the sparkles stay. Let's ignore where I need to pluck the eyebrow and all that good stuff. But overall, the longevity is always there. That's definitely one thing I have to say about the Bad Habit formula, that it truly does last. And as always, I forgot to mention I'm not sponsored or affiliated by any of the brands, companies, or anything that I talked about in today's video. So hashtag not sponsored. And you know, other than that, this is, like I said, not a first impression or anything. Other than that, that is my favorite word I've figured out. Ever since somebody pointed out to me that I say everything like that or like that, now every time I say that, I'm like, oh, you said it again. Stop saying it. Now I'm like so self-conscious over it. So anyways, I'm trying to work on that, guys, but I'm doing the best I can with that. Now I'm being obnoxious. I never realized I did it. So like when someone pointed it out, I'm like, oh, okay. Anyways, back to this. This is gonna be a long video, sorry y'all. My overall thoughts on this Bad Habit palette, I do think it's worth the $16. I don't think it's an identical dupe at all to the Natasha Denona Tropical palette, but I do feel that a lot of the shades do perform as far as putting them on your eye. I feel like they are a bit more pigmented than the Natasha Denona. I don't think the Natasha Denona is a bad palette, but if I'm paying $129 for a palette, I expect all 15 shades to perform like a flippin' dream. Whereas the $16 palette, every single shadow that I've played with, all 15 of them, do perform like a dream. I don't struggle with it. I will tell you guys that if you are using, especially this one, like I'm barely tapping, this is a very pigmented, sparkly shade. And I will tell you guys, if you do not use your MAC Fix Plus or water to apply it to your brush and then apply it to your eye, you will have crazy fallout with those shades. And especially that green one. I didn't notice it as much with the yellow and the pink shade, but I definitely noticed it with the green one, so that's something to definitely be mindful of. the FedEx guy just got here. So he's gonna hear me in here talking to myself. I'm gonna pause. Because my windows are open. So, like not open, but the blinds are open so he can see right in, and he'll probably be like, okay guys, so that's everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Hit the like button down below. Oh my gosh, guys, the first video of the day is always the biggest struggle. But don't forget to hit that like button down below, as well as I do upload 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I know, I messed with you guys over the weekend because I did a collab with Just Ann and makeup struggles. So you guys got some extra bonus videos in there. So if you would like to see more of my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, but you won't be notified unless you hit that post notification bell. I think it's like 2 times, and then you'll be notified every time that I upload a video. And if you would, please share my video, share my channel, let others know that here I sit in YouTube land. I'm done. I'm done, guys. I've done lost my marbles. I'm gonna hop off here. So until next time, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye.